Hello.
Hiya.
It's Matthew, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. What was your surname again?
Gould.
Cool. And was your address 7 Bulls Green, TN74BU?
Yes, yeah.
And could I have a contact number for you, please?
It's 07799357279.
Nice. And an email as well, please?
It's mgould506@gmail.com.
Cool. And who's your next of kin?
It would be Debs Gould.
And what relation do they have to you?
It's my mum.
Cool. And can I take a number for that as well?
That'll be 07534 968262.
Cool. And do you mind if I just ask you some questions, just for a bit of a health screening questionnaire?
Go ahead.
Cool. And then we'll follow up with a mental health assessment as well. And obviously we did those health screening physical examinations last week. Do you have any diagnosed heart problems at all?
I do not.
And do you have a history of that in your family?
No.
That's cool. Do you have high blood pressure, and are you on any medication for that at all?
No.
No. That's cool. Would you say when you exercise you experience any joint or bone problems at all that could be aggravated by exercise as well?
I don't think so, no.
No? Any that might be undiagnosed?
No.
No? That's cool. And do you have diabetes at all, or any history of it in your family as well?
No.
No. Cool. Do you have epilepsy?
No.
No. And you haven't ever had any seizures at all?
No.
Do you have a history of that at all in your family either?
No, not at all.
No, that's cool. And are you asthmatic, or do you have any lung problems at all?
Yes, yeah. I've
Yeah.
got asthma.
That's cool. And are you on any medication for that at all?
Yes. I've
Yeah.
got the preventer.
You got a preventer inhaler. That's
Yeah.
cool. Probably a reliever as well. That's cool. I'll write that down. And is there any reason at all why you shouldn't be exercising?
No, don't believe so.
That's cool. And how much would you say that you exercise every week, maybe in a matter of hours?
Maybe probably 5.
5, yes, so less than 10. That's
Yeah.
okay. And do you have a favourite type of exercise at all? Maybe walking or a sport that you like to do?
Yeah, I like playing football.
You like playing football? That's cool. Okay, we're going to move on to some more lifestyle kind of questions now, alright? Just answer as honestly as you can. Obviously, we're not judging you at all. Do you struggle with substance abuse at all?
No.
No,
at all.
that's cool. And you never have
No.
in your past? No, that's fine. And do you smoke?
No, not at all.
No, that's cool. No vaping, anything like that? No, that's cool. And do you drink alcohol?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, is it around the recommended 14 units a week, or would you say it's more?
I'd say so. It's around the average.
Around the average? Yeah, that's cool. And what kind of drinks? Is it just like whatever's going, or do you drink something in particular? Got a favourite?
I like a good pint.
Yeah, that's cool. And more onto food now. So do you eat healthily?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah? Do you have any examples of, like, what's your favourite healthy food, do you reckon?
I quite like having a good salad for lunch or
Yeah, that's
something like
cool.
that.
Yeah, do you eat like 3 meals a day? Do you eat breakfast, lunch, dinner?
No, I don't tend to have breakfast.
That's okay. And unhealthy food as well. Do you have anything that you just, like a treat here and there?
Yes, yeah. I like a good bit of chocolate.
Nice chocolate? Yeah, me too. And on average, how many home-cooked dinners would you say you eat a week?
7, I'd
7?
say.
Yeah, every night?
Every
That's
night.
cool. Yeah, are you living at home still with your parents?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense, because you are in college. And how much water do you drink a day?
Probably about 500 millilitres.
500 millilitres, so not quite the recommended 2 litres, but that's
No,
okay, we
that's
can
okay.
work on that definitely. And what motivates you to exercise? Is there any sports, or do you watch football maybe, as you said you play football?
Yeah, I like watching football.
Yeah, watch it, that's cool. And does anything keep you motivated in general, just in life, to keep on, waking up every day and doing your thing?
Just keeping fit.
Yeah, that's cool. Every night, what do you reckon you get? How many hours of sleep? Do you get the recommended 8, or do you think it's a bit more, a bit less? What do you reckon?
Probably a bit less, around 6 to 7.
That's cool, yeah. And does anything stress you out at all? Would you say you're stressed at the moment, or?
At the moment, I'm alright, but then lots of college work comes around. It gets a bit
College work,
stressful.
yeah. How do you deal with that? Do you meet your deadlines and everything like that for college?
Yeah, I meet my deadlines, so...
That's cool. And moving on to other lifestyle stuff, so think about your phone or TV, whatever. Do you have a high screen time?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, how many hours do you reckon per day?
It's probably around 6 hours, maybe.
6 hours, yeah, about a quarter of the day. That's quite a long time, isn't it? And do you work at all, maybe on the weekends or anything?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and what do you do for work?
I work in retail.
In retail, and how many hours is that?
It's 15 hours a week.
That's not too many. I think that's quite a good balance with your school life. Okay, that's all of my questions for now, because obviously we did all of these health ones last week that I have your answers for here. And obviously we'll do our little review in a bit as well. But for now, we're just going to move on to a little mental health assessment, okay? So I'm just going to ask you some questions, and if you tell me from 1 being none of the time to 5 all of the time, in what kind of describes how you've been feeling in the past 2 weeks or so, we'd say, okay? So, have you been feeling optimistic about your future?
I'd say 4 and often.
4? Yeah, that's cool. And do you feel useful as well?
Some of the time, yeah.
Some?
Yeah.
Cool. Are you feeling relaxed maybe when you're at home or at college as well?
I put a 4 for that and often, yeah.
Often as well? Yeah, that's cool. And have you been feeling interested in other people recently?
Yeah, often,
making friends, seeing people,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, that's cool. And have you had energy to spare? So you've got home from college, maybe after a long day, and you still got energy to spare?
Yeah, I'd say so. Some of the time.
Yeah, some of the time. Sometimes I guess you just want to have a nap kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you been dealing well with your problems? Have you had any issues maybe with deadlines and stuff like that as well, as you say? You've got quite a lot of college work. Have you been dealing well with that, with different problems in your life?
I'd say some of the time. Yeah.
Some of the time as well? Yeah, that's cool. And have you been thinking clearly? So, you haven't had any rash decisions to go out and make silly decisions, maybe spend lots of money or hurt yourself or something?
I'd say I've been doing alright, yeah.
Yeah, often, or would you say some of the time?
I'd say often.
Often? That's cool. And have you been feeling good about yourself? How you look, maybe, or how you appear to other people? How you're treating others?
I'd say solid some of the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool. And have you been feeling close to other people, maybe your family, your friends, people at college, things like that?
I'd probably say often, yeah.
That's cool. Are you confident at all? Maybe if you go out and see people and make new friends and stuff, are you confident there, or do you think you need to work on that a bit?
I'd probably say some of the time.
Yeah.
A bit hit and miss.
Yeah, that's cool. And are you able to make up your own mind about other things? Are you quite decisive, or do you think other people kind of make the decisions and you're just happy to go along with it?
I'm not the best at making decisions.
That's
but
okay.
I'd probably say some of the time.
Some of the time again?
I'm right, yeah.
Yeah. You're sitting pretty in the middle, that sounds good. And have you been feeling loved lately by family, friends, all that kind of thing? Maybe you've got someone else in your life, I'm not too sure.
I'd probably put an often, yeah.
Often? Yeah, that sounds good to me. And have you been interested in new things? Obviously you just had your birthday recently, maybe you found out some new hobbies, something like that?
Yeah, I'll probably put an often, yeah.
Often? Cool. And have you been feeling cheerful in the past 2 weeks?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah?
Put a 4 for that.
4 for that one as well? Brilliant. Thank you very much, Matthew.
It's alright.